The Scream series revolves around Sidney Prescott, whose mother Maureen Prescott was murdered a year before the first film. In Scream 1996, we meet Sidney's boyfriend, Billy Loomis. As we all know by now, Billy turns out to be one of the killers. His motive was personal. He blames Maureen's affair with his father, Hank Loomis, for ruining his family. In a tense confrontation with Sidney, Billy doesn't hold back. He snarls that Sidney's less than reputable mother was doing the hanky-panky with his father, and that this affair is why his mom moved out and abandoned him. This explicit accusation ties Sidney and Billy together through a secret family betrayal on screen. But some speculate there may be a deeper tie than just this mother-father Diddy party. Because Scream focuses so much on Maureen's double life, it's natural some fans have wondered if that tangled family tree hides even more. On one hand, the films present Billy and Sidney as unrelated. Billy's father is Hank and Sidney's father is Neil, but the only reason Billy claims to kill is that Sidney's mother was involved with his father. Could there be more to this connection other than the four-letter word that starts with an S and ends with a T? Some viewers propose a secret. Perhaps Sidney and Billy share more than a revenge-fueled history. Maybe they're actually blood relatives. And yeah, of course, we're not gonna brush past the fact that this would make them residents of Alabama. Okay, I understand. They did indeed go to Pound Town and kiss on multiple occasions. But you know, for this theory, we're just gonna act like that didn't happen, okay? There's no official line confirming this. Creator interviews or commentary have never suggested Billy and Sidney are family, and in Scream lore, the only confirmed twist sibling is revealed in Scream 3 when Sidney meets her half-brother, Roman Bridger, the 40-year-old virgin. But horror franchises love hidden family secrets, so fans have started piecing together clues. For example, Maureen had affairs with multiple mid. Could one affair have produced both Billy and Sidney? Or might a secret pregnancy have been hidden? If Billy and Sidney were half-siblings, it would add a dark symmetry. Billy would be hunting his own sister and also having sex with her.
Stay away from that kind of thing. No good can come of it, trust me.
Okay guys, I'm sorry, but it's just hard to overlook. No scene in the films directly says Billy is Sidney's brother. Instead, we only see Billy rage at Maureen's affair and his threats to Sidney. On the other hand, Billy does date Sidney without her suspecting a thing at first. This has led to some to ask if Billy knew something Sidney didn't. Maybe he suspected they were related and kept quiet. Or maybe he has a sister kink. Who knows? To really evaluate such ideas, let's walk through the movies carefully. In Scream 1 and 2, the groundwork is laid. Then Scream 3 throws in some new information. So let's get to the bottom of this and see whether this secret sibling theory is wild wishful thinking or if there's more than meets the eye. And if you fall under the category of this being wishful thinking, then I don't know what to say. There's something wrong with you.
Jesus Christ, what have I walked into here?
For now, remember Billy's chilling proclamation, Maureen slept with his father. But does this spark suggest a deeper family link? In Scream 1996, Sidney and Billy are established as a teenage couple, one in which Billy is always trying to get a taste of that clam, but she's not really down for it. And after Sidney survives an attack by Ghostface, Billy visits her, but a hidden phone rattle exposes that he might be involved in the stalking. Sidney rightfully leaves Billy for a while until she ultimately forgives him since he was proven innocent, and they make up and make out, and then he tries to kill her. When Billy's identity as a killer is finally revealed, he explains everything. He found out that Maureen Prescott had an affair with his father, Hank Loomis, and that betrayal caused his mother to abandon him. Billy explicitly blames Sidney for her mother's horritis, saying he believes Sidney would turn out just like her mother. In other words, he was angry that Sidney's life reminded him of his own father's infidelity. He never suggested that they're blood related, only that Sidney is a symbol of Maureen, but the real victim is Neil Prescott. Like, come on, has anyone ever asked how he feels? His wife died and he found out she cheated on him. That's just tough, my man. The original film leaves no cinematic hint that Billy and Sidney have any family blood ties. Billy's father, Hank, and Sidney's mother, Maureen, did have a secret. Hank was Maureen's married lover, but Maureen's confirmed daughter is Sidney. In Scream 2, 1997, the Ghostface killers turn out to be Billy's mother, Mrs. Loomis, and the film geek, Mickey. Mrs. Loomis channels her anger into Sidney as well, since Maureen slept with her husband and wrecked her family, and Sidney also killed her son. She even attempts to kill Sidney, blaming her for Maureen's sins. These facts reinforce how the Loomis family links to Sidney at a storytelling level. Both killers target Sidney originally because of Maureen's affairs. However, the film stopped short of any literal family bond. The clue about Hank, Sidney's mom's lover, was also Billy's dad, is tantalizing but clearly explained as Billy's reason to hate Sidney's mother, not Sidney herself. In Scream, we also see Sidney deals with rumors about her mom. In a school scene in the bathroom, other students reveal Maureen slept with multiple men, including hinting at Billy's father. Sidney is already distrusting Billy when she learns he might be lying about being out late. Still, nothing explicitly says Billy and Sidney are siblings. Rather, Billy lies to Sidney when he comes back on the night she's attacked, then pleads to her to exonerate him when he's arrested. After he's released, they argue about their mothers. Billy again plays the hurt boyfriend role, saying, "I want you back, but calm down with all that, Billy. This could be your sister, okay?"
It's kind of disturbing.
One fan interpretation, when Billy says,
Is that motive enough for you?
he's hinting Sidney should realize her families are tangled, but the movies don't explicitly give Sidney any family secrets to pass on to Billy, at least not yet. In fact, at one point, Sidney's friend, Sheriff Dewey, explains Maureen was complicated, implying more secrets than known, but nothing in Scream 1 or 2 explicitly contradicts what Billy claims, that Maureen had only Sidney as a child, which also makes Scream 3 a little silly, but that's another story. By the end of Scream 2, Sidney had outlived two Loomis family Ghostface killers. Mrs. Loomis's attack on her reinforces that Loomis-Prescott feud is about Maureen's affairs, not any literal sibling rivalry. Still, fans keep noticing how much the movies circle around family ties. The question lingers, if not the first two films, could later installments add more context? Like maybe a Scream 3? Damn it, I gotta talk about Roman Bridger. Scream 3 2000 radically expands the family lore. We learn Sidney has a half-brother, Roman Bridger, who is also Maureen's child from a different father. Roman confesses he filmed Maureen's affairs, including the one with Hank, Billy's dad. Which is totally weird, by the way, alright? No one talks about this, but Roman filmed his mom having affairs.
It's kind of disturbing.
Anyways, he also manipulated Billy into killing Maureen by showing him that tape. Roman's admission confirms some things that Billy said. Yes, Maureen did sleep with Hank, and Billy's mother left because of it, but in telling this story, Roman also makes clear Maureen's only child from her later marriage was Sidney. In fact, when Maureen tells Roman Rena Reynolds was dead, and Maureen's only child is her teenage daughter Sidney, firmly shuts down the idea that Billy could be her son. Later, Roman even tells Sidney face to face that Maureen built a whole new life with another child, meaning Sidney. In other words, it says Maureen did not have any other kids besides Sidney and Roman. Well, Rena Reynolds had Roman. Okay, don't get it mixed up. That's her stage name, her alter ego. That's only Maureen on the weekends, alright? If Billy and Sidney were truly related, one would have to discard or twist this. Could Maureen have secretly had two children that Roman didn't know about? That would require ignoring Roman's testimony or assuming he lied. There is no hint of that in the films. Instead, the picture becomes that Roman's existence explains the large secrets, and he was in the driver's seat behind the scenes. Billy was essentially Roman's pawn, reacting in jealousy. After Roman's reveal, Sidney now knows everything. Maureen had a dark past as a Hollywood actress, Rena Reynolds, with Roman as her son, and then she gave up that life and had Sidney with Neil Prescott. Billy Loomis ends up dead because obviously Sidney is a dog, and Roman also dies. The finale of Scream 3 leaves no surprise sibling on the table. All three victims' parentage is accounted for on screen. However, some fans still wonder, Roman was bitter. Could he have hidden something? We only see Roman's version on screen, and he's not exactly a reliable narrator. He plants doubts in Sidney's mind about who Maureen truly loved, but even if one entertains doubt, every piece of film evidence, from Hank's secret to Roman's fight, is consistent with the official history. Interestingly, Scream 3 also shows a younger Hank Loomis, Billy's father, on camera having that affair. This makes clear Maureen and Hank's affair didn't produce a child. Billy was already born to Nancy by then. No flashback or lines suggest Billy was conceived by Maureen. If anything, scenes like Dewey's interrogation and the flashbacks confirm Billy's backstory exactly as told in Scream 1996. Beyond the movies, there's no sign the creators ever intended Billy and Sidney to be related. Kevin Williamson's script has always centered on Maureen's relationship and Sidney's isolation, but no hint of Billy's parentage. Nor did interviews or DVD commentaries hint at a missing twist like, oh yeah, Billy was actually her brother. In fact, had that been real, it would have upended the entire story he told us. But who knows? It's Scream. Let's see what the later movies and other sources say about Billy's lineage. After Scream 3, the franchise continued with the Scream 4, 5, and 6. In Scream 2022, or Scream 5, we learn that Billy did leave a legacy of his own, but not with Sidney. He had an affair with a Woodsboro classmate named Christina Carpenter in 1997, and she gave birth to his daughter, Samantha Carpenter. Samantha grows up unaware that Billy is her father until much later. This twist adds a chilling echo of the original murders, but it says nothing about Sidney. In fact, it underscores that Billy had no children with Sidney or even Maureen. His only confirmed daughter is Samantha, from another woman. No Scream film has ever shown Sidney feeling anything other than shock at Billy's reactions. Sidney's only surviving relatives shown in the films are her father Neil and later Roman as her half-brother. Billy Loomis's entire family, Nancy, Hank, and the revealed daughter, never intersect with Sidney beyond how they were tangled through Maureen. Importantly, Roman's scorn and even Mrs. Loomis's villainy only exist because of Maureen's choices, not because Billy or Sidney secretly belong to the same family. What do the creators say? Neither Kevin Williamson nor the cast has hinted at any hidden sibling twist. In interviews about Scream 3, Williamson focused on Maureen's mysterious past and the motives of the killers, not a phantom relation. Skeet Ulrich, who plays Billy, and Neve Campbell, who plays Sidney, have discussed their characters' motivations, but nothing about shared blood. The only confirmed family reveals in Scream lore are Maureen's secret past and the birth of Samantha. There's never been a line like, by the way, meet your real sister. That hasn't stopped fan speculation, though.
It's kind of disturbing.
Online discussions and podcasts have unpacked every line and scene for clues. Fans point out that Billy's fixation on Maureen's affair could feel like someone's hiding a family secret, and some horror franchises love those twists. Others note patterns, like Ghostface killers often turn out to be family or close connections. Think of Jill's jealousy in Scream 4. But all we can do is compare these theories to the facts we have in hand. Given this, the films themselves give no solid evidence that Sidney and Billy share blood. The theory relies on reading between the lines. It's an intriguing idea. After all, secrets and twists are the Scream franchise's bread and butter, but it ultimately contradicts established facts. Billy's vile motive is personal, but it never revealed to be familial. If Sidney and Billy were secretly siblings, it would be one of the biggest twists in horror lore, and the movies provide no explicit support for it. Not to mention, it would be pretty, yucky. Still, horror fans love to speculate, and theories like this can be fun to unpack. Could future sequels or interviews ever revisit the idea? Scream 7 and beyond might bring back characters like Billy, or Roman, or Stu. Oh my gosh, please bring back Stu. Until then, we rely on what Scream has shown us. There's no, oh no, stepbrother, I'm stuck in the washing machine here with Sidney Prescott and Billy Loomis. It doesn't seem like they're siblings. What do you think? Could Sidney and Billy secretly be siblings? Let me know down in the comments below. Please drop a like and hit that subscribe button, or you will have to face off versus Billy and his mom, Nancy Loomis. Thank y'all so much for watching, and have a blessed day.
He called me a slut. Oh, la, 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 la.
And does Mr. Humbert touch you like that very often?
Sometimes. Disturbing. I have no idea.
Fucked up.
I'll show Johnny Depp's brother.
I'm not bloody, so that doesn't work.